Guyana, I guess was in his dream. He and his supporters always worked as a team. He weathered all the hardship and controversy. Selfless and unity, always Jagan want to see. The legend gone, the greatest of all. Cheddi Jagan, he answered God's call. The legend's gone, the greatest of all. Cheddi Jagan, he answered God's call. President Clinton and Ted Kennedy sent Jimmy Carter to set Guyana free. President Clinton and Ted Kennedy sent Jimmy Carter to set Guyana free. After 28 years to fair election, we got back our leader, Cheddi Jagan. The legend gone, the greatest of all. Cheddi Jagan, he answered God's call. The legend's gone.